Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Ashni.
So, the recent Northwest Provincial Mining and Energy Investment Conference heard that South Africa's hydrogen roadmap is targeting societal well-being.
Yes, this hydrogen roadmap is a hydrogen society roadmap. So it's very much bringing the people into this new technology, and importantly so, because it's going to affect every single life in South Africa when you move over to a new energy source and to a new gas that gives you electricity and can move you and can heat you and can cool you and can do all sorts of other things. But the biggest thing they're looking at is that it's going to create employment and good employment. It's already been backed by 15 years of study. Cleverly, the cabinet 15 years ago said that this hydrogen economy is going to start encroaching on the world, and we need to start studying it. We need to get people in universities graduating in studies that are related to it, and we have done that. So even 10 years ago, we produced in a university setting the first green hydrogen from solar power. And this is what the world is talking about now. But at that Northwest conference, it was a mining and energy conference. And I think that the Department of Science and Innovation really did well, particularly Dr. Rebecca Mazaramula. She gave chapter and verse of the departments that are involved in this. And you can see that the Department of Trade and Industry is involved. The Department of Environment is involved. Very involved, it sounded as well, was the Department of Mineral and Resources. So it's not as if it's bypassing these departments. Public enterprises, public works, all involved, transport involved. So that is important, that you can get the country moving with you. And they have directly, as the Department of Science and Innovation, they've engaged with close to 50 organizations. That includes Eskom, and it includes Transnet, and it includes the Central Energy Fund, but also many private sector companies and organizations. And that's why you see quite deep private sector involvement with the energy corridor, the hydrogen corridor that is being planned. There are big enterprises in there working on that. There's talk now of buildings being electrified and given electricity through a hydrogen fuel cell. So they're moving well, and hopefully the pace will pick up. But really needed is renewable energy. And this is what we've got to do. We've got to get the energy from the sun. We've got to get the energy from the wind. And as they said there, we've got this great sun, but the wind often is overlooked. And we've got a three-sided border, sea border. In South Africa, we've got almost an island on three sides. We've got the sea and the wind that can combine with the sun. And if you combine the two and you get the right storage, you get very low cost energy, and you get it whenever you need it. So this is what needs to underpin this whole hydrogen society roadmap, which they say is being introduced for society well-being.
And a new study has shown that South Africa could offset losses from eventual decline in coal exports by using hydrogen direct reduced iron technology.
Yes, and coal has been earning us a lot of money on the export front. The foreign exchange that's been coming in from that coal that leaves the Richards Bay coal terminal and goes mainly into Asia, has earned us a lot of money over the years and is still there to earn us money. But over the time we see going into the future, the expectation is that revenue is going to fall. And already people are thinking of other exports that can compensate for that fall. And again, you go back to the hydrogen society roadmap, and you look at what are the outcomes there, and one of them is green hydrogen. And with that green hydrogen, you can do a lot on the industrial front. You can do a lot related to ores, mined ores, that can actually become what they call green. So we've got a very high quality iron ore. If we process it using green hydrogen and not coking coal, we will earn a lot of recognition on the world markets. If you do that soon, you're probably going to get a premium price, because people are now looking to buying steel that has been produced without coal, because they don't want that carbon element. So if you give them an iron ore that is produced without coking coal and without fossil fuels, they're going to want that, because that is going to cut their big effort when they start turning that iron ore into steel, where they'll probably also use green hydrogen. So a lot of thinking is going on, and you see just about every country in the world talking about this, and we could actually compensate for our loss in coal revenue, they say, if we move fast on creating green iron for export.
And speaking of a loss of coal revenue, last year saw the Richards Bay Coal Terminal export its lowest volume of coal since 1996.
Yes, this is the lowest export from the Richards Bay Coal Terminal in 26 years. What they targeted to sell into the markets of India, Pakistan, China mainly, but of course all other places in Africa and Europe as well, was 77 million tons. But all they managed to get out was 58 million tons. And this was related to the situation of the disruption of our coal line. So you had a Richards Bay Coal Terminal there ready to take the coal, but the trains weren't arriving with the coal because of the terrible disruption we had to the line as a result of people stealing copper. The copper theft held up so much that, we have lost, you can say, in terms of the budget, 19 million tons. Now that is a lot of money that, didn't come into the country because of copper thieving. Now you can see that at that level, it's no longer just copper theft. This is actually making sure that a country doesn't earn foreign exchange. And that foreign exchange is really needed throughout the community. And you've got people just looking at the copper and wanting that copper and stealing it. So they were pleased to report that they got a large number of drones flying over the line. They've doubled up on the security during the day, and the private sector is providing the security during the night. And they say the turnaround has been amazing already, that these people just cannot get to that copper any longer. And so I think what they are hoping for, this year is that they will get to a level of 70 million tons. And if their comments about what has happened, since the start of the year regarding security actually reach fruition and go throughout the year, I think they're very much likely to achieve that, because it seems they have got a grip on the copper thieves who just, with the drones overhead, many drones going overhead all the time, and so many people watching to see what's happening, they just have disappeared. So hopefully they'll continue with this and we will get that revenue that we need.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
It's a great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. And don't forget to listen to the audio version of Mining Weekly daily email newsletter.